So we're in episode 3. Alright. So I'm going to try to finish this game as soon as I can. Because I want to finish this game and that's it. Well, with this game, of course. I don't know about other games, but we'll see. Alright, let's see. Well, come on, computer. It does say... Alright. Alright, it says later that night. I still can't really believe it. There you go. It's getting dark outside, and my chamber is lit only by a few flickering candles. Fionna stands at one of the windows, staring out into the distance. Tops of the trees look like blackened silhouettes against the starry night sky, and the gently undulating hills of Esaf rolled outwards like waves. The moon is high in the sky. It's a perfect crescent shape with pointed ends. A few stars twinkle up above. They look very small and cold. It makes me feel thankful that I have so many candles to keep me warm in my boudoir. And a very cute, twitchy little thief girl wearing her underwear. What's wrong, little puppy? I cross the room with a few steps. Standing by Fionna's side, I'm a few inches taller than she is. I peer out of the window alongside her. I just realized my... There we go. Did something catch your eye? I was just thinking. It's only been a few days, but so much of my life has changed already. I'm living in a huge castle. I have servants, and I'm eating fancy foods I had only ever dreamed of. Is that a problem? It's weird. I don't understand why you're doing all this for me. I'd do much more for you, if only you would let me. Won't you let me replace your filthy thief's garb for something more suitable? No, thank you. Fionna pulls a face. Aw, I just realized her fucking underwear's all fucking stitched. That's kinda sad. I never worn a dress before in my life, and I ain't about to start now. Long hems are such a pain. They trip you up when you run, and I'd rather die than wear a corset. You're so stubborn. All girls look nicer when they dress up in silken finery, you know? Too bad. I might be living in your castle, but I ain't your doll. How mean. I just wanted to make you look cute. You should consider yourself lucky I allow you to wear those awful rags you like so much during the daytime. I have a whole room filled with beautiful gowns and dresses that you would suit you perfectly. I already said I ain't interested. What a headstrong girl. But oh well. I sigh. I suppose I can't force you to do anything you don't want. Huh? That's funny comes from the dark witch. I thought you'd make me wear rags or treat me like some kind of slave. I doubt I could dress you into attire more ragged than your casual clothes. Good point. And I didn't bring you here to be a servant, you silly girl. You would never be able to best Neve when it comes to housework, and I'm afraid she'd be jealous of any competition. I instead brought you here to be my companion? Ally? If I say companion, wouldn't that make me want to be with her instead? Oh crap. Alright. There it is. Companion. I bring my fingers beneath Fionna's chin and tip her head upwards. You have such a pretty face, like a doll's, despite your upbringing. It would be a shame to force you to a lifetime of servitude. I have more than enough drudges as it is, and you are far more too special to join their ranks. Flattery will get you nowhere. I don't need to flatter you to get what I want. I'm the Great Dark Witch. When I see something I desire, I take it, like so. I press a quick kiss against Fionne's lips. Ooh? Fionne gasped at the sensation. From surprise or pleasure, I don't know. Her cheeks color. I want to play with her a little bit more, but I think I've tormented her enough as it is. She's suffering from an intense culture shock, and all the knives presented to her at the dinner table didn't help. I'll leave her be for now. I draw away. Fionne pants heavily, but she doesn't wipe her lips clean with the back of her arm. Maybe she's starting to enjoy my kisses and caresses. I do hope so. That will make this little arrangement much more enjoyable for the both of us. It's just strange. What is? I heard so many stories about the Dark Witch, but you ain't as terrifying as I thought. What do people say? Indulge me. Some people say you ain't a human, but a monster. They say you have 3 heads, or claws, or scaly wings. Other people say you kidnap babies and boil them to make potions. I heard you abuse your servants, and if they displease you, you slaughter them without blinking. I heard you abuse your servants. Oh, and you feast on their remains like a dog. Do people say such things about me in all the villages? I heard whispers. A lot of people think you're some kind of cannibal. Well, they might not be too far from the truth. As you should know, I have a penchant for devouring pretty young girls. Lay off. So, what do you think about me now that you spent some time living by my side? Do you still believe the stories? Well, you're confusing, alright, and I don't really understand you, but you took me into your home and gave me food and clothes. I don't think you're evil. You're just a bit peculiar. Well, that's one way to describe me. My little thief girl is being unusual and judicious this evening. Maybe she started to get accustomed to me. Truth be told, my life here is nicer than the life I had before. Always scrounging for coins and begging for scraps. But it's all nothings. Why is all not happening so fast? I'm not quite sure what to make of it. My head's spinning. My old life is so far away now. Fionne stares out the window. She reaches forward with her fingertips, though I don't know what she's trying to reach. The moon? The stars? Her own past? But it's all too far away. Hey. Oh, shoot. I didn't read the part. Go back. Hey, Lady Viola. Can I ask you something? What is it, my dear little thief? Well, first, I need you to tell me something. I need to tell you something, I guess. It's about my childhood. Your childhood? How interesting. I raised my eyebrow. I suppose the moonlight is making her sentimental. Not that I blame Fionne. When I look at Elshoff, I illuminated beneath the moonlight. It makes me remember things too. My life in Tokyo. A life I long since left behind me. I guess Fionne and I aren't so different after all. Is that why she's considering confiding in me all of a sudden? Maybe she senses within me a kindred spirit. Like her, I'm a woman who was torn away from my old home and forced into a brand new, sometimes baffling life. Very well, you may proceed. I kidnapped Fionne, particularly because she discovered my true identity, and particularly because of her cute, darling face. But it's not like I'm uninterested in who she is as a person. If she's willing to tell me about her past, I'll be more than happy to listen. I want to know all about her, and not just how to make her blush. When I told you about my family before, I might have told you one or two white lies. I figured. You see, my parents are already dead, and I don't have a lot of younger brothers and sisters to look after. But I do have one real sister. So it seems to be part of her story wasn't entirely inaccurate. What is your sister called? She's called Holly, and she's a very few years older than me. We were born in a city called Moliere. It's a very pretty city with lots of beautiful white buildings and flowers everywhere. Moliere is ruled by a noble family, and there are guards all around the city walls. Moliere, You know it? Of course. Moliere is one of the biggest in Nassau. There are a lot of markets there. Much better than the ones in Hawthorne. If my memory serves me correctly, I purchased most of the furniture that decorates my home from Moliere. I should have figured. Most people have heard of Moliere. Well, anyway, Fionna looks back at the window. Her bare fingers rest against the stone windowsill. A cold breeze runs through her blonde hair, which makes her shiver. Maybe I should give her more clothes to wear. But she looks so cool here, Scooby. Oh my god, dude! What the fuck? Covering all that smooth, tan skin would be such a shame. My mother died shortly after giving birth to me. I never really knew her. My sister and my father were upset about it, of course, but they did their best to keep me healthy and happy. I never felt really sad that my mother was dead because I had them. They meant the world to me, and I loved them dearly. Fionna sighs softly. I can already tell that the story won't have a happy ending. If it did, Fionna wouldn't have been reduced to the dirty, sneaky little thief with the fast fingers that she is now, swiping purses and pilfering pockets to afford enough to breed to eat. My father owned a small grocer's store. After mother's death, my sister started helping him. I wanted to help him too, but I probably got in the way. Still, we were happy. My father bought fruits and vegetables from local farmers for cheap prices and sold them on a higher rate. He worked for so long hours and never complained. Maybe it's because he needed something to fill his days with after mother's death. So he didn't think of too much time thinking about her and her being sad. The shop had always been successful, or so I've heard, but it really started to take off after mother's death. We had a big house, with me, my sister, and me had nice clothes, and we always had enough to eat. We had shoes to wear and pretty ribbons for our hair, and we even had enough money to spare to keep a pet dog. We had everything we could have wanted, and I was never sad or lonely. At least until one day, Fionna inhales, her expression twist. The city guards knocked on the door of our shop when we all were closed for the evening and demanded to speak to my father. Fionna trembles. Her words stick in her throat. It looks like she's having a bit trouble recounting the end of her tale. What happened? I rest a gentle hand on her shoulder. This time, Fionna doesn't tense up, and neither does she shrink away from me. Instead, she leans into my touch, relieved. I think to have a little human contact, and lets her eyelashes fall shut. She ponders for a few moments before she resumes her tale once more. The guards said they heard suspicious reports about my father's behavior. They believed his business was thriving because of unlawful business practices. Like what? They thought he was in cahoots with dark witches. Dark witches like myself are considered the enemies of Alsatian society. People shun and resent us, much like they did with the Darklings. Some dark witches are so powerful nobody would ever dare stand against them, but others, they're not so lucky. One of the quests in Fionna involved defending a dark witch who had been accused of a crime she did not commit and clearing her name. It's part of this war's lore, I suppose. Why did I pick Dark Witch as my character class? I guess I like a challenge. Dark Witch is one of the hardest classes to play as, but is also one of the most rewarding. When we near our level cap, our magic and defensive stats are much higher than any other classes. Plus, being a lawyer, I'm already accustomed to people hating me. They thought my dad was buying vegetables from dark witches, which had been grown with illegal magics. Why would they think that? Because people started complaining about my family. They filed reports with the city guard saying our food had made them sick. They accused my dad of being a witch sympathizer, and they said that he was trying to poison everyone. Was there any truth to these rumors? It's true my dad did do some business dealing with witches, but there wasn't anything wrong with the vegetables. He felt sorry for them because nobody else would buy from them, and they were desperate and starving. My dad just wanted to help people, but the city folk used that as a reason to attack us. They resented us because of our nice big house and our nice clothes, so they tried to bring us down. The city guards came to our house and they turned over our belongings looking for proof that my dad was trying to harm the citizens of Moliere. They couldn't find anything, of course, because it was all made up, but that made them even more convinced Dad was hiding something, and they took him away from us. They imprisoned him. They tortured him, trying to extract a confess from him, and they left him to die in prison. Damn, bro, what the fuck? Fionna sniffs. Her shoulders shake. That was already a week before they imprisoned him. He still hasn't gotten over a mother, and he's never been the healthiest of people. After that, my sister and me were on our own. We couldn't pay for a nice house, so we were thrown out of the streets, and nobody would help us. They all said we deserved it. I was only 10 years old at the time. My sister was 16. And what happened to her? How did you get separated? I decided to leave on my own volition. My sister had to take odd jobs to afford food for the two of us, but there weren't enough money. She worked long and hard, but she didn't eat enough. She always saved the best bits of food for me. She got so thin and pale, I couldn't help but worry about her. I worried I was making her sick. So you ran away. That's right. I left Moliere. They didn't tell my sister. I ran away to start my own life when I was 12. But I never really expected to live that long. I just wanted to help my sister. I didn't want to be a burden on her. But you're still alive. I'm tougher, and I thought. I learned how to be light with my fingers, and I stole what I needed to survive. I was so busy worrying about me and how to get food that I stopped thinking about my sister. I haven't had the luxury to care about anyone other than myself for years, but now, Fionna looks back at the window. The cool wind ruffles her hair, making it flutter around her face. She suffered too much for her young years. She can only be 18 or 19. She sacrificed her own life to help her sister. She grew up so far too quickly. I wonder. I'm living in this fancy castle. I have all the food I could want. I don't need to beg or steal. I have more than enough free time to think. So I've been thinking for the first time in 8 years about your sister. That's right. Do you regret leaving her? I did what I thought I had to. I was trying to help her, but now I'm starting to wonder. I left and never told her where I was going. She must be worried sick about me. Fionna looks at me. Her eyes shine beneath the moonlight. I don't know if my sister's still in Moliere, and I don't know how she's doing, but if you wouldn't mind, and you have the time, would you mind taking me to Moliere? I want to see if she's still there, and I want to see if there's anything I can do to help her. It doesn't seem fair that I should be allowed to live the life of luxury, while she's toiling away at odd jobs and working her fingers to the bone just to afford a bite to eat. You really are kind-hearted, aren't you? I smile and run my hands through my little thief's blonde hair. You ran away for your sister's sake. Now you want to return to her side to see how she is. Oh, please. I want it more than anything in the world. I'll do anything you ask, absolutely anything, if we can see her. Anything? I'll raise my eyebrow. Fionna's cheeks color, but she tries to maintain her composure. That's right. I'll even wear a corset. Now that's a funny idea. I don't mind if you insult me, or debase me, or make a fool out of me. But you're the great dark witch, Viola. If anyone can find my sister, I know you can. So, are you saying you trust me? I'm saying you ain't as evil as I imagined, and I don't have anyone else I can turn to. I don't have any friends or companions. There's nobody else who would help me find my sister, so please, would you? I tap my fingers again against my lower lips as I think. It sounds like a pain, but how can I say no when you're begging me so very sweetly? Oh, Lady Viola, thank you, thank you. What do you want me to do? Should I lick your shoes? Should I strip off my clothes? Do you want to do unquestionable things to my innocent, sweet body? Well, that does sound rather appealing, and I'm glad you're so eager to please, but I run my hands through Fionna's head. Your story has melted my heart. You have a heart? Indeed. If I didn't, I wouldn't die. I would die. You touched something deep within me. I suppose I can help fulfill your request just this once, without requesting any form of repayment. Oh, Lady Viola, you're too kind. I know. I pat Fionna's head a little bit more roughly, and then I pull her to my chest. Yeah. Fionna squeaks in surprise as I hold her close, enveloping my arms around her middle. Hugging you is painful enough. Fionna stared awkwardly for a few moments, as though expecting some kind of sneak attack. But when no attack comes, she gradually relaxes against my chest. Her body almost seems to melt against mine. She's so warm, she's so soft and warm. A little shyly, slightly unsure of herself, Fionna raises her arms and slowly wraps them around my waist. She buries her face in my chest. She sniffles. Is she crying? Thank you, miss. Thank you. You're really good after all. I wouldn't be too sure about that. I rest my chin on top of Fionna's muscly blonde head. Be grateful you're so cute. She's even... oh, wow. She's even cuter when she cries like this. You better be prepared, my little thief girl. We'll go to Moliere tomorrow. Let's see if we can find your sister. And if she's half as pretty as Fionna, she might make a valuable addition to my collection. Goddamn. So this is Moliere. It's been such a long time since I came back here. I feel kind of nostalgic. Fionna holds hand to her chest. Perhaps her head hurts as she looks around. I look around with her, just as curious, but less emotionally invested. Moliere looks just like it did during my days of playing SF Online. Moliere is a charming city with a Disneyland European vibe, much like most of the towns and cities in SF. I guess classic Japanese architecture doesn't give you that fantasy feeling. The buildings are all white, So bright and pure it almost hurts to look at it. The ground is made of uneven cobblestones mixed in broken bits of pale pink and white shells. I can hear the sound of the waves in the distance. Moliere is built by the sea, and there are a large number of tedious fishing quests available around the docks. I never enjoyed fishing quests. Fortunately, that isn't the reason why my party and I came here today. So much time has passed since I saw this place, but standing here, it feels like no time has passed at all. It's weird. I rest a hand against Fionna's shoulder. It's right. It's alright. You can take your time to remember. Oh, kind miss, thank you. Now, I tut. I'm disguised as a commoner right now. That means you shouldn't call me miss. It will give away my real identity. I see. Then, Viola? That's right. Calling you by your real name feels kind of weird. Not as weird as coming back to this place, though. She turns back to the white buildings and the cobblestone paths. It looks like I remembered it. It feels like I've been away. Ahem. Neve clears her throat. Forgive me for my impatience, but we have a mission to do we not? That's right, my sister. Well, it's been 8 years since you last came here. I suppose spending another half hour or so won't do your sister any harm. That is, if she's even here. What did you say? I'm saying, if you truly wanted to visit her, you may have left a bit late. She might have moved on by now. In fact, I would be more surprised if she hadn't. Why would she continue to wait for the return of of a wayward sister who hasn't bothered to contact her in most of a decade? Fionna's face turns red. It's not like I couldn't be bothered to contact her. I just didn't have the means. And anyway, I was too busy trying to save your own skin. I ran away because I wanted to help my sister. Stop making me sound like a villain. You're the Darkling here, not me. So you're insulting my race as a means to cover up your own embarrassment. Do what you will, but I find that to be in rather poor taste. You started it. You too. I sigh and press against my forehead. Might be the Dark Witch Viola is feared and respected across all Asaf, but I can't get these two girls to get along with one another for more than 5 minutes. Traveling with these two is going to be a huge pain, I can already tell. Maybe I should threaten them when we get back. I could do this and that, and maybe even that. That would make them not to misbehave again so fragrantly. Excuse me, you there. Oh. Fionna jumps, she wheels about. It's a guard. The guard is garbed in the attire of a knight, and she has a sheathed sword dangling in her thigh. At her thigh, sorry. She has loose, flowing hair. Wouldn't that get in the way when she's trying to fight? And sharp, narrowed eyes lined with long lashes. For some reason, her stern face awakens certain memories inside me. Why does she look so familiar? She isn't an NPC in Asaf, is she? Some cookie-cutter city guard. Identical NPCs stand all around the gates of Moliere in Asaf Online. Not for any real purpose, but because they make the game look more lively. A few of them give you fetch quests, I think. But I don't think this girl is an NPC. Her outfit is too detailed for that. Even if she was an NPC in the past life, now that I'm inside the real Asaf, she'll be a very own person. A human with thoughts and feelings, hopes and dreams. Is this your first time in Moliere? Oh no, I've been here before when I was a little, but I haven't been back in a while. Fionna's accent, I know, seems a bit thicker than most Flusser she is. It's kind of charming. The guard pushes her lips together. She doesn't look impressed. Maybe she's something of a snob. Well, what about your traveling companions? I've been here before too. Many times, in fact. Though not quite like this. And I have too. Good. So you should all know about the rules here. Please do not make a disturbance during your stay in Moliere. If you do, you will be forced to be removed from our good city. Forced removed, huh? Who does this little shit think she is? Maybe I should try to knock some of the wind out of her sails. Nah, come on here. Flirt with a knight? Okay. I'm not sure this will be helping, but I would never dream of making a disturbance, my good lady knight. I take a step forwards and curl a strand of a nice long loose hair with my index finger. You have such a charming face, it would be a pain me really to reduce it to tears. But please, take this more seriously. The guard draws away from me jerkily. Though she's trying to sound cool and unaffected, her cheeks are starting to turn pink. I guess she isn't accustomed to close combat. This woman might be quite fun to play with. Despite that sword hanging on her hip, she has a very soft silky hair, and her face, despite those proportionally narrowed eyes, it's rather pretty. Maybe I could recruit her to my ever-expanding harem. Though, judging by her serious expression, I doubt that'll ever happen. Moreover, as you are now citizens of Moliere, you will not be allowed to remain in the city until after sundown. There's a curfew? That's correct. I don't remember Moliere having a curfew or anything before. The law has been passed recently, though it comes from the highest authority. Sorry about my phone. It was determined by the High Lord himself. Might I ask the reason why? There has been a string of thefts and burglaries throughout the streets of Moliere recently. Shops are being broken into. Precious family jewelry is being lifted from drawers. Even jars of honey and bread are being taken from pantries. This curfew is in place to protect the good people of Moliere from thieves. If you linger too long in our city, you'll be treated like criminals, and you will have to pay the price. Please keep that in mind. Huh? But you can't treat us like criminals before we've even done anything wrong. Oh? The guard's eyes flash. Does that mean you might be planning on doing something in the future? No, that isn't what I meant. Don't twist my words. The rule innocent until proven guilty? That is a common maximum, yes, but it does not apply in this situation. In Moliere, any outsider will be treated with suspicion. That is simply how things are. But, don't argue back, Fionna. Fionna's the last person to complain about these laws considering her profession, but I suppose I understand her indignation. Being regarded as potential suspects of an uncommitted crime the moment we enter the city leaves a bad taste in my mouth too. If only I could grind this upstart little knights beneath my heel and watch her face contort in pain as she begs for forgiveness. But she's just doing her job. I shouldn't hate her for that. I hope you understand, but if you don't, you are always free to leave. No, wait, we can't leave. We came here for a reason and we can't turn back now. Very good. Now then, all visitors to the city must sign the guest book and let us ask a few questions. Why do you want to know so much? For our protection, of course. Everything we do in Moliere, we do it for the good of our citizens. Alright, fine. Fionna signs. She kicks that loose pebble on the ground in the tip of her shoe. Guess we haven't got any choice. I'll let you ask all the questions you want, but I ain't doing it for you. I'm doing this for Holly. Being cast right about the streets of Moliere, she sighs. Holly, I hope you really are here. It's been far too long since I last saw you. Alright. After answering a few of the guards' questions, our small group begins to explore the city. We split up and ask Holly in every guild, shop, and cafe, but soon 5 hours elapsed and we're still no closer to finding her. Defeated, the three of us reconvene at the market square around 2 o'clock. We sit together on a small bench, sampling some of the local delicacies that are available at the nearby food stalls. Well, Neva and I eat. Fionna doesn't. Maybe she's too disheartened? Fionna. Fionna blinks hastily. She turns to look at me. Her eyes are strangely glassy, like those of a fish. Do you want something to eat? This crepe is rather delicious. I love sweet food. It might be contrary to my dark, scary image, but I don't care. Fluffy crepes filled with strawberries, cream, and chocolate. It's like taking a bite of heaven. My Fionna looks like my adorable, girlish crepe with uninterested eyes. She shakes her head. I ain't hungry. You haven't had anything to eat since breakfast this morning, and that was hours ago. I know, but I can't sit around eating now. You need to eat or else you'll die. But I can't right now. I haven't earned the privilege. I wasn't aware consuming food was a privilege. It's a basic human necessity. But I still haven't found Holly. Fionna's fingers clench into a fist. She smacks the bench with her knuckles. I toot. Don't do that. You'll injure your hands. I don't care. Well, I do. You're my property and I don't want you hurting yourself. Your hands used to be rough and callous, but your skin is nice and smooth after not mine and Neve's best efforts. Don't throw all that wonderful progress away. But Fionna sniffles. I can't believe it. I looked everywhere and I still couldn't find her. I guess Fionna isn't interested in my crepe then. Oh well, all the more delicious crepe for me. I take a bite out of it. A rush of cream and sugar fills my mouth. And so delicious. So it makes coming here and wandering around for hours and hours worthwhile. I even went back to my old home. Not that it was there anymore. I swallow my crepe and give Fionna a curious look. What happened to it? My father's shop is gone. A new family lives in my house now. I try to ask them about my sister, but they haven't heard of her. They didn't know who I was either. I even asked her about the neighboring houses. Fionna grits her teeth together, her finger clenched into fist. I didn't want to. Those were the people who reported my dad to the guards and got him thrown into prison. I vowed I had nothing to do with these cowards who ruined my life and killed my father and went behind our backs to do it. But I figured, if anyone's around here know anything about my sister, it'll be them. And did you learn anything? Well, I've already gleaned from Fionna's downcast expression that she didn't. No. Fionna sighs and shakes her head. They didn't know anything about my sister. They said they hadn't seen her since my father's shops closed down. The worst thing is, they didn't even seem sorry about what happened. Nobody even cared. They were the ones that chased me and my sister from our home, and they didn't have a single shred of sympathy for us. I'm surprised they recognized you dressed like that. Didn't you say you used to live a life of luxury? None of them did recognize me at first. When they realized who I was, they had quite a shock. Some of them went all pale. Maybe they thought I was a ghost come back to revenge. Fionna snorts. I had liked to knock them around a bit, punish them for all what they did to me. But what good would that do? It wouldn't help my sister. I'd just get thrown out of the city and I'll never be able to find her even if she is here. That's surprising and sensible coming from you. What do you mean surprisingly? I'm sensible. You don't get far living on the streets if you ain't. Neve didn't mean anything by it, Fionna. She's just teasing. There, little puppy. I gently pat the top of Fionna's head. Fionna glowers. I ain't a dog, you know. But it seems to calm her down all the same. The tension leaves Fionna's shoulders. She looks down on her knees, a soft sigh emitting from her lips. This is useless. I've searched all over my feet covered in blisters now. It hurts to walk. I guess everyone I can think of, and nobody knows where my sister is. Nobody knows a single thing. Maybe your sister isn't in the city. It wouldn't be a surprise if she moved. I know, but I believed. She loved my dad, and she loved me, and she loved our shop. I can't believe she simply moved away like that. She might have loved you and your dad and your shop, but your shop is closed now. Your dad is dead, and you You ran away from her. And you didn't leave behind so much as a note. She probably thought you were dead too. But I ain't dead. I'm right here. I know you're here, unfortunately. But how would she? Yeah. Fionna idly traces a pattern against the bench with her fingertips. I guess you're right. There's no way my sister would know if I'm still alive. Maybe she did move. Maybe she left Moliere behind her, like I did. But I can't quite believe it. It doesn't seem like something Holly would do. But the fact remains we haven't found her. That doesn't mean she ain't here. And how do you profess to locate her? The people who know you didn't like your family. They won't help. And the people who don't know you won't know anything about your sister. It's a lost cause. Fionna bites her lower lip. I don't want to agree with you, but maybe I should give this whole thing up. Viola? Fionna looks at me. Her eyes are wide and imploring. I'm sorry for dragging you along with me. This is my mess. And it involves my family, and I shouldn't have hauled you along. I wasted your time. I really am. Sorry. It's fine, Fionna. It is? That's right. I lean a little closer to her and offer a small smile. I think it's a good thing that you care about your sister. It's very noble. Perhaps your plans today didn't quite pan out, but I still enjoy myself walking around Moliere with you. It's important to keep adventuring. It keeps me young. My lady, you don't look a day over 21 as it is. Why, thank you. It's because you take such good care of me, Neve. But that is my job, as your maid. I'll do anything to make you happy. Neve gives a glance. Even going along with the harebrained, half-baked schemes of this little thief girl. Don't poke fun at poor Fionna too much. Isn't it obvious she's unhappy? I won't. I'll behave myself. Good girl. I'm glad you're making an attempt to get along. I hope within time you'll two become best friends. I highly doubt that will ever happen, but I'll do my best. Hey, Fionna, you might not have found what you were looking for, but are you sure you wouldn't like to bite of my crepe? I already said I'm not hungry. You might not be hungry right now, but girls have a separate stomach for desserts, don't they? Have just one tiny bite. It'll do you some good. But at the moment, Fionna's stomach rumbles. It's a loud, unmistakable gurgling that makes Neve snort. Fionna's cheeks flush red. Well, maybe I am a little hungry. Then try it. Try some. I pass the crepe to Fionna. She accepted with trembling fingers. I don't really like sweets, but if you're going to be that insistent, I guess I could try some. That's right. You should consider yourself lucky, my lady deigned to offer you her own food. Ah! Neve cups her cheeks with her fans. This crepe is covering my lady's teeth marks. Her tongue lapped up that cream. Her saliva was all mixed in those strawberries. It's not fair. I want to try her special crepe too. I want to share her indirect kiss. Kiss? Isn't that what it is? I didn't think about it like that. Shit, that kind of scared the shit out of me too. God damn. Halt! Get her, you thief! Yeah! The sudden commotion makes Fionna squeal in surprise. She drops the crepe on the ground without taking a single bite. My crepe! You pay for your clumsiness, you silly girl. How dare you waste my lady's precious indirect kiss like that? Calm down, Eve. There seems to be quite the ruckus taking place around here. I rise to my feet, so does Fionna. Oh my god, don't. Oh my god, it's a sister. It's already know it's a sister. A woman is darting through the streets like a minnow, her hair flowing behind her. She's holding something beneath the hem of her jacket. Not sure what. Food? Maybe? Jewels? Fine fabrics? Come back here this instant, you wench! A man chases after her, shaking his fist. Sorry, I had to look at myself fucking do the clap. Did this woman steal something from him? Maybe she's a thief. How dare you rob me in the middle of the day before your very eyes? Okay, so yes, it was the daytime. Do you think I'll let you get away with this because you're a woman? No. The girl glances at the man over her shoulder. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Please tell me it's H. Alright. Nice clothing. The girl glances at the man over her shoulder. She shouts back at him. I think you'll let me get away with this because there's no way you'll be able to catch me. Why, you? Let's see how cocky you are when your city guards are on your trail. You might be able to run from me, but you won't be able to run from Moliere. Moliere? Why does that name sound so familiar? I'm sure I've heard it before, but... Guards! Guards! A filthy thief has stolen a loaf of bread from my store! All this for a loaf of bread? It does seem rather excessive, yes. But our commentaries drowned out. Guards alerted to the store's owner cries begin to search through the streets. I'm not sure where they're all hiding, but there's at least 8 of them. Neve whistles under her breath. They take security rather seriously around here. Moliere has always had a lot of guards stationed around this port in the marketplace because it's built by the sea. We used to have a problem with pirates and smugglers. The guards are supposed to keep the peace, but that girl's only sold a loaf of bread. Is she a criminal? Why are they chasing after her? I suppose the guards have to be seen to be doing something, but the woman is too fast and slippery for these guards. She ducks and dodges, waving in and out of her pointed spears and flashing blades. They even have weapons. Are they trying to kill her over a loaf of bread? Haha, you'll never be able to catch me. Not so fast. We have you surrounded. All the exit entrances around the marketplace are blocked. You better surrender yourself, thief. Never! The woman spits on the ground in defiance. Then we'll just have to teach you a lesson. Forgive us if we get a little rough. We don't want to hurt your pretty face, but there are rules around here. I live here long enough to know about your rules. You persecute the poor and help only your own selfish selves. These rules exist to keep us downtrodden, cold, and hungry. Well, I won't stand it by any longer. Like you'll be able to get away. We'll see how tough you are when you're caught running away in prison. Not on your life. The woman jumps backwards, avoiding a swing from the guard's sword. She glances to her left, her right. More guards are joining the fray. Like they said, all the entrances and exits are blocked. Her hopes of escape seem slim. Oh shit, does that mean we're gonna be joining in? Please make it. Please catch it. Sorry, I had to remember that line. Fionna prays quietly beneath her breath, her hands claps together. Why are you so invested in a party petty thieves welfare anyway? She reminds me of me. She looks older than you, although. Eve frowns. She glances between the woman backed into a corner and Fionna. It's hard to tell from a distance, but the two of you do bear a few striking similarities. The woman has blonde, fluffy hair, just like Fionna's, and her skin is similarly dark. Her nose is the same shape and the fullness of her lower lip. Could it be? Fionna, do you think that's your sister? My sister? No way! I would never turn to a life of crime. She is always determined to keep it on straight and narrow. My sister worked as a maid, as a seamstress, and street vendor, but she never steal. Maybe she didn't steal when she had you to look after. If she was caught and imprisoned, you would be on your own. But you're not with your sister anymore. People do desperate things when they're backed into the corners. Like stealing from a market in the middle of the day, for instance. It's not the most sensible of moves, but this one's arms and legs are skinny as twigs. She looks emaciated. When was the last time she ate? Yesterday? 2 days ago? 3? Is this why she decided to rob a street stall? Was she so hungry she couldn't help herself? But if that's my sister, then... What if she gets captured? She looks like a resourceful one. Let's try and have faith in her. Despite being backed into a corner, the woman Holly doesn't falter. Instead, she slides past a group of guards and jumps atop of stacks of nearby crates. Guards surge around her, the intent of capturing her, but she's too quick for them. She kicks off from the crates and jumps up onto the roof of a nearby stall. The owner of the stall, a plump woman with a very long orange hair, grabs in surprise and collapses. Did she faint? Holly continues to jump between the roofs of the stalls. While the guards try to pursue her, one shoots a few arrows at her, but Holly dodges them all. Like you ever be able to catch me. You're just guards. You're paid by the royal family to stand around the city looking important. But you don't know all the ins and outs of the Moliere, do you? Like I do. You don't know the lanes, the alleys, and the twisting, turning roads. That's why you'll never be able to defeat me. Holly jumps up from the roof of a market stall and lands on a wall that runs about the perimeter of the market stalls. She runs across the wall, dodging arrows that fly towards her. Is she looking for an escape route? Will she make it in time? For a few moments she looks like she will, but not so fast. A woman steps forward. It's the same one from before, who left my party to the city. Okay, there he goes. Jesus Christ, sorry, my stuff is being caught and everything. God darn it. It's the same one from before, albeit begrudgingly. The Lady Knight. Oh, Moliere, thank goodness you're here. So her name's Moliere, is it? Teach that thief a lesson. Don't let her get away. I won't. I promise. Yo. She looks banging. Holy fuck! Moliere unsheathes her sword. She dashes forwards, the wind running in her hair. You won't get away with your crimes, you thief. Ha! Catch me if you can. Holly turns. She's going to jump, but... Ha! You're too naive, thief. Moliere draws a short dagger from the inside of her thigh and throws it. She throws it straight and true. The dagger hits its target. It impacts with Holly's ankle. Yeah! Holly winces in pain as the dagger pierces her flesh. She can't keep her balance on the wall. She's falling. Holly! Moliere catches Holly before she hits the ground. She holds the thief in her arms. Jesus. Before she drops her, unceremoniously, against the ground. She pins Holly into place, her arms behind her back, and one hand pushing her face onto the dirt. That doesn't look like her face being on the dirt. Holly winces. She struggles as she tries to free, but it's all in vain. Her ankle is bleeding, and splotches of garish bright crimson pepper the cobblestone ground. She looks like she's suffering. You bitch! You can swear all you want, but that won't help you. In fact, I believe it will make your current predicament worse. The crowds begin to cluster around Moliere and her captive. The owners of the stalls start applauding, while those who were busy shopping watch on, entertained by the show. We need to see if it's really her. Come on. Fionna dashes forward without waiting for the rest of us. Excuse me. Can you move, please? Let me see what's happening. She pushes her way through the crowd, ignoring their grounds of complaint. Eve sighs. That fool. She's making such a spectacle of herself. We should follow her, to make sure she doesn't do anything too stupid. Good idea. I don't want Fionna jumping in and trying to defend this little thief, which is really her sister. That would cause a number of problems. I know I will be able to rescue her easily, even if the guards just want Fionna and pin her down, but I'd rather not blow my cover. not like I did last time. Neve and I make our way through the crowd. Soon, we'll make it to Fionna. And when we do... No! Fionna's staring, wide-eyed, at the scenery before us. The night, Moliere is still pinning the thief down. It was hard to tell from afar, but the thief really does look like Fionna. They have the same dark skin and light hair. I think their eyes are the same color. Those noses look identical. And they have the same full lower lips. That's her. That's my sister. It's Holly. The guards swarm around Holly. One of them ties her hands behind her back, and another forces her to her feet. Moliere brushes her hands against the hem of her skirt, like she's trying to cleanse herself of horrible disease. Holly twists and tries to escape, but a guard hits her in the stomach with the middle handle of a sword. Holly winces and doubles over, coughing. That's what you get for trying to escape vermin. Screw you! Holly! Fionna rushes forwards, or at least she tries to. She doesn't make it very far. Wait! I take off Fionna's shoulder, and none too gently. She turns about and shoots a glare at me. What are you doing? Let go! That's my sister! They're apprehending my sister! I know, but think about this rationally. What's there to think about? I have to save her, I have to. And how are you gonna do that? You're just one small, skinny little thief girl. But you're with me. You can save her, right? You're the powerful... Shh! I press the palm of my free hand against Fionna's big mouth. Don't go blabbing about that here. Now, calm down. I draw my hand away once more. Let's see what Moliere has to say. Moliere faces down the crowd gathered in the marketplace. She clears her throat and then launches to a little speech. People in Moliere, I hope you've seen what happens if one dares to break the law around here. This woman stole a loaf of bread, and now she will be punished accordingly. She will be imprisoned for 2 years in the Black Hearth Coal. Black Hearth Coal? If I remember correctly, that's an underground dungeon that's located on the outskirts of Moliere. It lies beyond the city walls, surrounded by trees. Now, some of you might say this punishment is too harsh for a mere loaf of bread, but I disagree. She should consider herself lucky that she will not be condemned to death for this. Laws are in place to protect our people. They ensure we can go about our daily lives without worries or fear. When somebody considers themselves above the law for whatever reason, they must be punished. I'm not doing this to be cruel. I'm doing this to help this poor wench learn her lesson in the hopes that she may be reformed. I believe with one less criminal roaming the streets, the people of Moliere will feel safer. I am doing this for you, the general public. So please, continue to support me, while I make Moliere safe again. Continue to support me? What, is she a politician? This all seems so calculated, and at the end of the day, Holly only stole a loaf of bread, but the people all seem to be loving it. They cheer and applaud. I knew I could depend on you, Moliere. Thank you. Moliere bows her head. However, I am just doing my duty. There's no need to thank me. Fionna grits her teeth together. I can't believe it. How can they applaud her like she's some kind of hero? I want to go in there and smash her teeth in. An understandable sentiment, but don't do anything rash. I know you've been looking for your sister for so long, but jumping in there and getting yourself arrested won't help. But I haven't seen her in years. I finally found her after all this time. I want to talk to her, and I let her know I'm safe. And just see her smile again. She's gonna get thrown in prison. That's true, but there's no reason for us to lose our heads. Why? How can you stay so calm? Because, my little puppy, I have a plan. Ooh. Excuse me. Alright. That'll be episode 3. And... oh, okay, I'm on my computer. Alright, I think that'll be it for the game. Okay, that's for the end of the day, guys. Yep, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'm gonna try to finish this this game like as fast as I can, but I'm gonna do it an hour every time here. So, if you guys have any questions, concerns, or just give us a call. Not give us a call. Just, just just give us leave a comment, or just ask me any question if you want to know anything about me or anything about the stream. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.